Alright, hey YouTube. I just developed another project the other day here. I keep saying I'm going to work on my crawler in my previous videos, and other things keep coming up. This is one of them. The other day my parents were using their trailer here to haul a small load of pea gravel, and after they got back, they got to looking at it and they saw cracks in this area. Both sides. This side is actually the better side, which I'll show you in the future here in a second. But in any case, this whole trailer, the frame of it's made out of 3-inch C-channel, and it's old. My dad bought this trailer and built it to the way that it is now about 28 years ago. So the wood's getting old and rotten on it on the floor. The sides aren't too bad, but right in this general area right here, there's a lot of fatigue in the metal. There's spots where it's starting to rust through in the middle of the C-channel, and cracks where the welds are and so on, and it's bad news. It's not something you want to haul on the road. And this piece right here was, as you see it, more or less, going between them, right in this area right here, and that held moisture and it caused it to rust out. And it went in there like that. I actually, in the middle, and I actually just smacked it out with the sledgehammer. I could get this side loose just by kicking it, and the other side was hanging on by a little bit, and I just beat it out with a sledgehammer, and it came out with like 1 or 2 swings. It was that bad. So in any case, I decided to make 2 pieces like this right here to fix it, and to box it in like this right here, where this piece right here travels on down into there, and it can get a bead weld going all the way around. Here where we're at, they use salt on the roads to melt the ice in the winter and the snow, and that stuff wreaks havoc on everything. It destroys your vehicles and trailer. So I don't like to have anything where moisture can get inside of anything and lay. It's just bad news. So that's why I was going to make these 2 pieces that box in. They also overlap. This piece will be well on past my weld joint here, and I'm also cutting it out like that right there, so there's a maximum area of weld joint, so that even if my weld isn't the best, which it's not, it will be stronger than it could be if it was just straight up and down and around. So, you know, like I said, this right here will overlap all a long ways past, and it ought to be stronger regardless of my weld than it was before. So I haven't cut this side out obviously yet, and this is what this looks like. The other side I've got about halfway done. I got it welded more than half all the way around, and now I'll do some close-ups of what it looks like before on this side and after on the other side. I spent probably about a good 15-20 minutes looking for the piece like this right here that I cut out the other side, but I cannot find it. I have no clue what I did with it, so I guess I can't show that. But the other side, it had a crack from top to bottom almost on it here. Like my parents said, they were lucky to get it home without having it come apart. Alright, now here is a closer shot of what the piece I'm cutting out looks like. As you can see, there's a crack that runs. It starts right about here, runs across, and this is a thin spot where it's actually really thin and you can just about push it through if you had it. I can't push it with my finger, but you could definitely push it through with a hammer and a chisel for sure. It's really thin. It stops right about here. There's also one that comes down and around here like this, And you can see a few years ago I put a weld on with my little MIG welder all the way across here and up and across the top here. It cracked too. It's not the best. It was just kind of a patch at the time, and now it's going to go away. So now I guess, well, here's a shot of the inside where that tube was welded on. You can see what's left of the tube where it was on there, and you can see the holes. But this thing right here just drew moisture, and it wasn't the best. So now the other side is what I've gotten to. And there's that other piece like the one I had before that I made up, and it's going to go around. I'm going to put a bead of weld all the way around here, down into there, and around there. And I welded the two pieces together before I put it in here so that I could get a bead all the way up in underneath this. This right here is like a piece of 2-inch C-channel. So there's not going to be any way that any moisture can get inside of this. It'll be completely airtight on the inside. It'll be welded across the bottom and everything. And the inside of the trailer will look the same on back here. And it just gives it a little bit more strength than it would have been before. And there's, like as you can see, my welds aren't the best on vertical welds, but there's a lot of surface area across everything. And this one's not too bad. I don't like those so well. I need to work on my welding. I've never had a class of welding in my life. I just picked the welder up and started doing it back when I was in my early teens. So, and I'm in my early 30s now. Here this side I haven't even started on. I just got 4 tacks on it, and I welded on the inside on this back here. So that right there is the end of one of my welds across the top. But that is where I'm at right now. Okay, now here's the inside of the trailer, and this end and this side right here I've pretty well finished welding. You can see the inside of that C-channel. It was from the other side. I put a bead of weld across here. I'll probably put one across the end underneath too, and across the top around there. And the left side of the trailer would be the driver's side. We had the wires for the taillights and so on run down this side on the inside of the channel. Previously we just had zip ties that went around the C-channel and had the wire run along the inside. And occasionally a little bit of wire would sag down and so on, and I don't want it to get caught, and I'd like to do it a little nicer. And I cut up this 3/4 inch angle iron into these little pieces that are probably about 3/4 long, and I'm going to set them right in here like this right here, and put a little bead across the top, a little across the bottom, and then the wire has some place to go inside of. And across this piece right here, I will probably just lay them down there like that right there, and then run the wire through, and that'll give the wire something to stay inside of, and it can't get too far. Up on the tongue there towards the front, it looked like somebody used like a conduit hold down, you know, welded in place, or some little piece of metal that had an arc to it. And that was nice up front. And this right here is an easy way I figured to continue it on down the line, clear to the back. And that's about it. Okay, here another thing I was going to give a little attention to is these steel wheel wells. They, as you can see across the bottom there, it's rotted out. That it's pretty nasty looking and shaggy, and stuff get hung up on it, and people could get cut on it. So I'm going to cut all that out, and also while I have it apart, I'm going to use some of this die strip material that I have and fit it in there and weld it in and grind it flat. Hopefully make it look like nothing ever happened. This little trailer, it's, I don't know, here I'll do a back up a little bit further away view so you can see the whole thing. But it's 10 foot long, almost exactly, the bed. And from wheel well to wheel well, it's just small enough that you can't lay a 4x8 sheet of plywood down in it. And I got the tongue up in the air, so, but that's it. And it looks a whole lot better put together. Okay, so that's about the size of my project as of right now. I've probably already said before in some of my earlier footage, I'm going to replace all of the wood. The old wood's fairly shaggy. It's not horrible yet, but it's, like my dad said, I might as well, while the old is off, just put new on, and because it's already, the old is already off. So I agree. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. So, you know, talk to you in future videos.